to Agoracom's Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. Okay, let's dive in. Our goal today is to quickly unpack some pretty significant news hitting the small cap space. We want to pull out those key results, the stuff that really matters if you're watching these stocks.
Yeah, we've got quite a mix. Sources on everything from Bitcoin mining operations moving into AI, all the way to some major gold resource upgrades and, well, some exciting drill results using new tech.
Exactly. Let's jump right in.
Okay, first up is DMG Blockchain Solutions, Inc. That's DMGI on the TSX Venture. The headline focuses on their May mining numbers, but honestly, the bigger story seems to be a strategic shift they're making.
Right. So what were those May numbers for DMGI? And more importantly, what's this pivot you mentioned?
Okay, so in May, they mined 31 Bitcoin. Actually, a slight tick up from 30 in April. Their hash rate, that's their mining power, dipped a little to 1.89 exahashes per second. Bitcoin on hand held steady, about 350 BTC. They did sell some coin, mainly funding operations, paying down debt. But the really interesting part, and the CEO Sheldon Bennett stressed this, is that they're actively going after other digital infrastructure deals.
Other deals, you mean not just mining Bitcoin?
Exactly that. They're working to secure what they call co-location and offtake agreements for artificial intelligence infrastructure.
Right.
Basically, providing the space and power needed for AI computing. Big demand there. And also expanding their digital asset custody side through systemic trust.
Secure storage for digital assets.
Right. Yeah, and Bennett's quote really sums it up. He said, "While we strive to remain competitive in Bitcoin mining, we continue to be encouraged by our progress to secure co-location and offtake agreements for artificial intelligence infrastructure, as well as new clients for our systemic trust digital asset custody subsidiary." So it's not just mining anymore. They're aiming broader, digital infrastructure.
Okay. Diversification potential, adding new revenue streams perhaps. That sounds pretty significant. All right, let's switch gears. Gold exploration, Nevada King Gold Corp. NKG on the TSX Venture, big news from their Atlanta project.
Oh yeah, huge news. The headline says it all. Nevada King doubles measured and indicated gold resource at Atlanta project to over 1 million ounces. Their updated M&I resource is now 1.02 million ounces. That's, get this, 122% jump from their 2020 estimate.
Wow, doubling the high confidence resource. That's a major step. What kind of deposit are we talking about?
It's a pit-constrained oxide deposit. So potentially surface mineable, simpler processing usually. The average grade in that M&I category is 1.14 grams per ton gold. But importantly, they've defined a high-grade core within that, over 500,000 ounces, running at almost 4 grams per ton gold. Very nice.
And high confidence, too.
Yeah, 91% of the ounces are now in M&I. That really helps de-risk things. CEO Colin Cattell basically said, "Today's results confirm a high-grade and high-confidence oxide system." Pretty clear.
And this is Nevada's Battle Mountain trend, right? World-class address.
Absolutely. And they're not done. Mineralization is open for expansion. Phase 3 drilling is already underway. Targeting areas not even in this update. Okay, moving on. Next up, Stellar Gold Inc., symbol STLR on the TSX.
Stellar Gold.
Their update. Stellar Gold's AI-assisted drilling delivers strong gold grades at Tower Project. So the focus here seems to be on infill drilling results.
Validating the model.
Seems like it. The source points to multiple intercepts hitting grades above their previous resource estimates average. For example, 2.61 granite gold over 13.65 meters.
Okay.
And that included a richer zone of 5.3 granite over 3.9 duranitters.
Yeah.
Another one was 1.67 granite gold over 10.85 meters.
Solid intercepts. And the AI angle.
Yeah, they specifically mentioned using AI for optimizing drill targeting. The source suggests this is helping confirm and, well, maybe even enhance their geological model.
Which for investors could mean, more efficient drilling, better resource confidence, and potentially moving faster towards a pre-feasibility study, using tech smartly.
Exactly. President and CEO Keyvan Salehi said, "Our infill program continues to validate the enhanced block model. The latest results reaffirm near-surface mineralization with strong potential for resource conversion."
Good validation there. Okay, let's head over to Manitoba now. T2 Metals Core. That's TWO on the TSX Venture. News from their Sheridan project. High-grade gold and silver. Expands exploration targets. And Sheridan's usually known for base metals, right? Copper, zinc, VMS style?
Exactly. That's what makes this intriguing. Traditionally, Sheridan is a VMS camp, copper, zinc. But their Q1 drilling from earlier this year actually found something a bit different. Whole SHN 25021 hit a zone, about 6 meters, with decent gold and silver, 0.89 grand gold, 18.5 grand silver. But inside that, there was a really high-grade bit, 0.72 meters hitting 7.1 grams per ton gold, and 145.5 grams per ton silver.
Wow, that's high grade. And the key thing is?
The key thing is this specific high-grade precious metal intercept had very little copper or zinc associated with it. It wasn't the typical VMS signature.
Ah, so they found high-grade gold and silver that seems separate from the usual base metal stuff.
That's the takeaway, yeah. They did hit typical VMS base metals in another hole nearby, confirming that's still there. But finding this distinct high-grade gold-silver zone kind of changes the game. It suggests there might be another style of mineralization there, something maybe overlooked before. It expands the potential beyond just copper-zinc. CEO Mark Saxon actually said, "Our Q1 2025 drilling successfully discovered additional high-grade gold, distinct from copper-zinc-rich massive sulfide zones."
That is fascinating, finding new potential in an old camp. Okay, finally, let's go to British Columbia. Omega Pacific Resources, Ltd., OMGA on the CSE. Headline talks about accelerating gold discovery. This is in the Two-Doggone district, right? Which is getting pretty active again.
Yeah, exactly. They're building on a pretty significant discovery they made last year at their Williams property, specifically the GIC target.
Yeah.
Their 2024 drilling pulled some really impressive wide intercepts, things like 1.69 grams per ton gold over 104 meters.
104 meters, that's a long intercept.
It is. And within that, they had 18.98 meters grading 6.22 gilat. Another hole hit 2.16 gilat gold over almost 97 meters.
Okay, so some serious scale potential there. What's the plan for this year, building on that?
Well, they're planning an aggressive 2025 drill program, somewhere between 2,500 and 5,000 meters. The goal is to expand that known gold mineralization, push it east-west, bring it closer to surface. They're really aiming to define what they think could be a large bulk tonnage epithermal system, potentially multi-million ounces. And like you said, the Two-Doggone is hot. Over 50 million Canadian being spent on exploration there right now. The CEO, Jason Lycum, was clear. The next step will be to expand known gold mineralization with the intention of validating the multi-million ounce potential at GIC. So they're swinging for the fences.
Okay, so quite a range today then. We covered a digital infrastructure company balancing Bitcoin mining with new ventures in AI and custody. Then explorers proving up, huge gold resources, using AI to drill smarter, finding completely new types of mineralization in known areas, and, well, chasing those really big multi-million ounce targets.
Yeah, the common element, I think, is that real push for significant growth, whether it's strategic shifts to finding resources or just pure exploration success. Lots for investors to dig into deeper here.
Definitely. And maybe it leaves you, the listener, thinking about this. How much will things like adopting AI, whether for business strategy or exploration targeting, or the skill to unlock sort of hidden deposit types in old districts, how much will that actually reshape the value we see in these small caps and maybe the whole sector going forward? Something to chew on.